Welcome to Skarn, not on a Friday. This is a land that has been built up, fought over, raised, and built up again numerous times across the many ages. The peoples of this land are hardy and tough, the land is unforgiving and harsh, and the deities are gone from this world. After the Divine War, the Divine races and the Redeemed had a truce, but that has run up, and the shorter-lived races view the Divine War as a distant memory. Skarn is changing, along with it, its peoples. I bid thee greetings, redeemed and divine races, Titan spawn and ancient ones. I am Patrick, known the winds of change and the beaks of birds, as Patty Shakes _ and I am the game master for the story. This is a one-shot, dark voodoo on the Bayou, taking place in Scarred Lands, a setting published by Onyx Path Publishing. This story is brought to you by Vorpal Tales. You can find Vorpal Tales in lots of places on the internet. Of course, we are on Twitch right here, right now. Consider going to our channel and giving us a follow or subscribe. Check out all our social medias at Vorpal Tales, where you can get updates about the cast and our goings-ons. A website, vorpaltales.com, where you can get links to our affiliates and see our up-to-date calendars and visit our merch store. A Patreon, where if you feel so inclined, you can toss a coin to us in order to make more, better, and Vorpal-tailier content. Not only are we a great role-playing group, unbiased opinion of course, but we are writers as well. Check us out on DriveThruRPG and DM's Guild for great additions to your tabletop games for that spice of Vorpalness. I'd like to thank Onyx Path Publishing for making an incredible world and setting to use to amaze and delight, to Astral Tabletop for being our virtual tabletop and platform for our players to roll their dice. Thank you goes to Vensvet, a wonderful YouTube channel that has amazing music to set your adventure to. And additionally, we have some other fantastic sponsors I'd love to tell you about. First is QUEmpire.com, a small company making original dice and products for your favorite RPGs and card games. Use Vorpal Tales as a code for 10% off on the website. Next is Hit Point Press, known for their various reference cards, but also for creating Humblewood and Hecna campaign settings. Visit VorpalTales.com, click on our affiliate link, and anything you purchase, a portion of it will benefit our show. And finally is Gemhammer & Sons, an RPG supplement store that has everything from Decks of Wonder to Decks of Illusion to dice. Once again, use the code VorpalTales for 10% off. All right, dear viewers, enough of me talking. Let's get to who you really want to hear from tonight, our wonderful players. Let's meet them and see who they are. Please state your name, who you'll be playing tonight, what your class is, and where people can find you on the internet.
So much to remember, Patty. I can't do it. No, just kidding. Hey, everybody. I'm Ever. My pronouns are they, them, and you can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever. Tonight, I shall be playing Quinn, whose pronouns are also they, them, and they are a druid, Circle of the Stray, that Vorpal Tales came up with.
Oh my goodness, Circle of the Stray. I've not heard of that one before. But you are ever so right, Ever, that circle can be found in Vorpal Tales' newest supplement, Troubadours and Tender Keepers, Pugilists and Packmakers. Check us out on DriveThruRPG and download a copy, and you won't be sorry, because we're going to show you all classes made all by Vorpal Tales tonight.
It's me. Hello, everybody. I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. I'm thinking I might be in the Bayou tonight. Tonight I will be playing a Hollow Legionnaire Warlock, Pact of the Null, which is another thing you might not have seen yet.
Gasp.
Neat. Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel. You can find me at Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere on the internet. And tonight, I will be playing Lynn Fenna. She is a bard of the, let me make sure I get this right, College of the Howling Souls. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool.
Well, if you want to find out what it means along with Rachel, you can just download our supplement. Oh, easy peasy.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dwayne at Made of Kimchi on the internet, and tonight I will be playing Corvus, the Slytherin warlock who has taken the patron, the Forgotten Necrotic King, also from our supplement.
Well, if you just want to follow along, folks, and just figure out what's going on with our players and learn more about their powers than they probably know about them, download the supplement.
And I'm Devin. You can find me online at Sword of Sullied. And tonight I am playing a Triton bard, College of Acoustics, named Radabast.
I like that name.
Completely original.
Yes.
Hey there, I am at Space Lord PJs, and tonight I will be playing a Manticore monk who is of the way of the subtle force.
And your character's name?
This one's name is Sprouting Hops.
Fantastic. Yes, so I know I just harped on it a bunch, but you can find out all about these classes if you don't catch it tonight by downloading it on Chapter RPG. Also, if you happen to like this setting, Scarred Lands, and you haven't really been able to get any of the supplements yet or really dive into any of the additions besides the core rulebook, just about everything Scarred Lands is on sale. Was that 50% off? I think that's 50% off. It's 50% off, which is kind of ridiculous. So you should go over, check out the Scarred Lands books at Indie Press Revolution. The link will be spammed in the chat tonight. Totally go check it out. Scarred Lands is a fantastic setting to base your 5e game in. There's a lot of great, awesome stuff in there. We're going to be exploring just a tiny little portion of the magnificent world that is Scarn. So you should absolutely check it out if you like anything you hear tonight. And with that, we shall begin our trek of Scarred Lands, Dark Voodoo on the Bayou. You were all down in the southwest corner of Gelspad, the main continent of Skarn, an area known as the Swamps of Kontet. This is originally the cornerstone of the Asathi Empire. This empire once ruled all of Gelspad thousands of years ago, long before the Divine War. But now, all that remains is a hot, miserable jungle that few can stand to call home. Once the Asathi reintroduced themselves to the world, and word got out they had a home called the Jeweled City, it didn't take long for treasure hunters to come flocking by the hundreds and thousands. Suddenly, the swamp had visitors, more than it ever had before. Treasure hunters and dungeon delvers. It is said that at the height of their power, the Asathi Empire made their buildings not out of concrete or wood or brick or mortar, but out of gemstones. They paved the streets with gold, the equivalent of an El Dorado. The Jeweled City, an appropriate name. However, it wasn't just a city, it was their entire nation. The entire continent was subjugated to them, and in order to not suffer the might of their military, you paid tribute. You became part of the empire. You were left alone, allowed to manage yourself mostly, but all that wealth poured directly into the nation to the southwest. But just like any good nation, it comes and falls. And after the Divine War, and how the continent was forever shaped by the blood spilled by the Titans and the gods, all that great power, wealth, was lost to jungles, inhospitable, impossible to cut through, impossible to march an army through. Many flocked this area. First, by themselves, hearing long rumors of the weird and alien-like snake people that came out of there. They whispered of their city, the Jeweled City, and once they had finally learned languages of the land, the curious and those without any other purpose or those looking for adventure decided to explore. Very few came back. That eventually led to the bigger corporations, the guilds, the mercantile clubs, to put together formatted and official treks into these jungles, into these swamps, to find out if there was any truth to what they said, or perhaps it was just a metaphor the peoples of the land used to describe how beautiful their home was to them. It wasn't until one mercantile group came back out with enough emeralds that a ship would sink underneath its weight, that stock was put into the fact that yes, perhaps there was this mysterious jeweled city. There was this place of riches. Today, only the stupid explore the ancient Asahi cities unsponsored. Many organizations, political, arcane, mercantile, religious, sponsor groups to go and explore the swamps, usually for something very specific, a specific rumor, or having found various pieces of literature and history, a specific artifact. The success rate of sponsored groups is much higher than those of non-sponsored groups. Usually about 15% of sponsored groups come back. But of course, that's much higher than the 1% of unsponsored. You would think that sponsoring all those groups, losing all that money, losing all those manpower, would eventually prove unprofitable. However, just a few magical artifacts or just a couple gemstones from the fabled jeweled city is more than enough return on investment for these groups to continue sponsoring groups. For anything that comes from there is considered priceless. Excuse me. The 6 of you have been sponsored by Cherek's Fellows. They are a mercantile group that, although they trade in questionable legality, they stay away from slavery and trafficking. They can get you your regulated goods, they can get you your drugs, they can get you your banned alcohol, they can get you your weapons in a weapon-free state. The leaders of this group think of themselves as heroes flaunting the law, full of bravado, full of swagger, full of roguish flair. How can you hate me when you love me so much? Which, that does rub off on most people, and it does trickle down through the ranks. You want it, we'll find it. We'll get it for you, and for the best price. All of you signed up for various reasons to go down into the swamps. But is any reason ever really good enough to go into them? There are untold amounts of traps, titan spawn, and twisted Asahi who cling to their ancient empire and their ancient gods. Just far enough to be committed to your trek, but not far enough into the jungles to be constantly overgrown by the swamps, the vines, and the bogs, lies a city of sorts called Scintilla. It's less of a city and more of just a giant gathering location that has a few permanent houses at this point. So at one point, so many groups were gathering in this one location that it just made sense for someone to set up a trading store and a mercantile shop and a general store. And well, if there's so many groups going into the bayou from here, let's set up a boat rental. And at one point, it just became its own town. No government runs it, no army, no guards. The groups that gather here take it upon themselves to keep this place safe. For if there were not this gathering spot, it would be much harder to send groups deep into the swamps. There's relative safety here. Excuse me. For those who do make it back from the bayou, this place, Scintilla, also has a tavern for those to boast about their stories, and traders to relieve them of their gems for coins. But most always come back wearing a haunted expression. The city lays on a lake of sorts, if you can call the collection of bogs in the swamps lakes, called Verdatra. It is here, amongst the hustle and bustle, the shouting and the cursing, the loading up of river boats, the grim faces of those about to depart, and the myriad of faces of those few returning. You all have been commissioned to meet with Mama Juju. All of you have gathered in the city of Centilli, met at the designated spot. There's a few points of interest here. And you all traveled down to the swamp together, so you had enough time to get to know one another, but it's not like as if you have not spent a ton of time together. But now, you must meet up with your contact and determine how far it is you must go in and what it is you must find.
Out of character, do we have like an established leader?
No.
Or okay.
And that's these groups that get sent in is mostly you as a group are picked together because you all are strong enough individuals that working together as a group is the only way you'd be able to make it through. But it's one of those things where none of you would respond well to a leader, and so they don't appoint you a leader.
Good to know, thank you.
So I guess just to give an idea of who I am. You see, kind of standing amongst you, kind of looking and waiting, not wanting to take the lead. This giant hollow legionnaire, very tall, very big, with iron plating that's been animated with the kind of blue wisps inside, kind of keeping it all together. And he doesn't speak a lot in the trip. And he just kind of stands. He's just sort of a looming presence. He's sort of like, we have come this far. Who wishes to take the first step?
Oh, I'll be too busy looking for strays. Quinn will speak up at that time, and you see this non-binary looking person, like, they're very androgynous, and they have been going by they, them. But they're in kind of like typical hippie clothing, like the flowy, the floral. Their hair is kind of mid-length, and they've got oak leaves and feathers put in their hair. Just seemingly random. It actually looks kind of like they ran into a flock of birds that were flying through oak trees. I'll be way too busy looking for cats. And dogs. And skunks. And possums.
As you say that, a cat-sized lizard kind of just like comes up to you, just like, and then just kind of like walks away.
Did you guys see that? It was a swamp cat. It was so cute. And it stuck its tongue out at me. It must love me.
You said we're in the swamp, right? Like we've made our way in.
Yeah. So you're not like deep in where it's like you gotta be hacking things down with machete. This is kind of your last chance of civilization before you are sent out into this just large area that is the swamps of contact.
Now, you're talking swamp lake. Is this feet deep of water, or is this...
So there's kind of this pop-up city, this pop-up town that's here, has kind of stomped things down and dredged things out So it's not like you're wading through water right now. Like you're stepping on solid land. Some areas you kind of suck at your feet a little bit. But for the most part, it's like, sand and compact enough dirt to where it's, you don't need waders or anything like that.
Good and dry, just like I know.
It makes me feel at home.
Are there any like stalls that look like they're selling food or
Yeah, so there's definitely
delicacies or anything?
So there's definitely a couple that are just like they literally just have like ration kits, and like they don't try to spice it up as anything else. Like it's like ration kits. These will not become tampered with. Like impossible to go bad. Ration kits, and like that's the high selling point. Is oh god, they're guaranteeing these won't go bad. Let's get these. As far as local delicacies go, I mean, you see something that's kind of like. It's like this one little, it's almost like the equivalent of like a hot dog cart. And it's got like one little upright spinning slab of meat. And you can tell it's come off, like the head and tail are still on, of the same kind of lizard creature that came up to Quinn.
Sproutling Hops would walk over and ask the vendor about how good the lizard tastes.
And this vendor, what do they see before them?
They would see like just sort of a matted gray furred cat with like little tabby stripes on him, and just like a flicking tail. He'd be wearing probably just pants and just a tattered shirt, and like a cloak, like a traveler's cloak, just to keep the water out, and that's it. And in a big old walking stick.
So you see,
are you human sized or cat sized?
Oh, sorry, no, he's a manticora, but yeah, he would not be cat sized. He would be humanoid sized.
Hey,
Yes.
but consider a house cat sized cat in pants.
I mean, don't tempt
that's
me.
just adorable.
Yeah.
So
Your regular
you walk,
Puss in Boots. Sorry.
so you walk over to this food cart, and the person looks at your like raggedy pants, your torn up shirt, and he kind of just like makes a point of staring at you like that, and then just kind of with his carving knife, just kind of motions to the jungle around. And he's like, "You're not." And he points at you with the knife, not threateningly, just kind of like, "You're not going to make it very far out there looking like that. There's bugs that'll eat you alive."
This one has made it very far looking like this. What do you spice the meat with?
And he sees that you're probably going to, so he goes ahead and slices off a piece, and he's just like, well, basically we go out a little bit further than the walls of Centilli, and well, we find jungle flowers and a little bit of swamp hoodoo, and well, that's what we season it with. It ain't bad, but most people ain't got the stomach for it.
This one would like to try.
And he takes a nice slice off and rolls it up with kind of like a peppery looking vegetable, and hands it to you, like a little wax paper.
Takes a bite. Does it taste?
It's very spicy. Very spicy.
Awesome.
The meat itself is very gamey. Little like there's definitely a bite to it. But the spice is nice. You weren't expecting that.
Sproutling Hops would thank the vendor, walk over back to the group, and say, "The spiced lizard cat is delicious."
Oh, I should try some.
It smells very
And
good. But first
hands it
things
to you.
first. Who's selling the bourbon?
Bourbon.
And the person who asked that question, what do you look like?
So Lynn dresses, kind of like garbage chic, like someone owned every single article of clothing before she did, and it's very patched and frayed and mended, and it's also got like a lot of pockets where she can pull out just random trinkets or card tricks or a penny whistle and impromptu start busking on the street.
I'm picturing the hobo that's on every train.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. Excellent.
I hope that your character has fingerless gloves because that just finishes the look. It's perfect.
Yes, but they don't match.
That makes it
Even better.
And the last two that haven't described what they look like. Go ahead.
Oh? I guess I'll go first. So Corvus is a Slytherin, the rat folk. He's wearing a. If you look at him in itself, his fur is very mangy, as if he had mange at one point or another. It's very patchy, kind of like that rough skin look in several places on his forearms and on his legs. So in many places he is wearing clothing, but it's very tight, almost mummy-ish, like mummy wraps, but they're dark wraps, very skin tight. You occasionally see him talk, or it seems that he's talking to himself. Every so often he'll throw like a little pebble or something at the air, and the air will catch it, throw it back at him. I'm sure we've been together for at least a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So some of you might have seen that he has a familiar. His familiar's name is Zenaris. And when she speaks, it's like that, that woman that smoked 100 packs of cigarettes a day.
Hey, sweetie, how you doing?
Yeah.
How's it going, Rocco?
going?
Okay. And our Triton.
So your Triton stands about 5'4". He's very pale for a Triton, but he's very pretty too. Very much wearing an outfit that's showing it off, every single one of his muscular curves. And he's just kind of standing there like he's not sure what to do because nobody's really told him, because he's just now getting out and about, going out in the world. So aside from looking pretty and young, he looks kind of confused.
Oh, you're pretty and stupid.
I'm not just stupid, I can sing too.
Are you playing a himbo?
Kind of
Maybe.
hot.
Kind of.
I let Patty have fun with this one, and he
I
made
did
this
have fun
for
with
me,
it.
and now I'm going to have fun with this one.
Okay. So you guys are all kind of standing around, spreading hops walks back with, smoked lizard meat. And you're all kind of just like looking around, like there's nobody that's really standing still here. Everyone is, either gathering supplies for their trip they're about to go on, loading up a boat to go out in the river on. It's just kind of hustle and bustle, and there's, people very odd. Like the six of you are kind of just like in the way, essentially. So people just kind of like skirt around you, be like, "Hey, how are you not busy? How are you not moving? Like, come on, get." Plus, you're just standing in the middle of whatever. Get out of the way.
I was not joking about wanting to go find the bourbon cellar.
So there's only one bar here. There's no way a competition could last because there's just not enough people here at any one given time for there to be more than one bar. And of course, the bar is called Snake Eyes.
Do they sell by the handle? Because I'm not looking to get drunk right now, but I will want to eventually.
Sure. You walk into the establishment, and it is an older Asathi behind the bar. And it kind of turns to meet you. Yes?
I would like 1 jug of your finest, please.
The Adventure Special. And he turns around. You see him kind of like... And he turns back around, looks at you, eyes you up and down, like takes in your garbage chic, turns back around, and he reaches for the top shelf. And he kind of... And it's like this 3-liter equivalent bottle. Hands it to you. Yes, I can tell that you can handle this. 5 golds.
Patty, why?
You guys have all the gold you need.
Okay, because I was
I
going to
have
ask
no
why there's
money.
no coins on my sheet.
Yes,
Exactly a number of coins equal to what we spend.
yes. Cherick's Fellows, since you are being sponsored by them to go, they account for all expenses. So you don't even he asks for the gold, but it's one of those things where you just kind of show a writ from Cherick's, and he's just like he takes it, marks the number on a sheet, and just puts it on another stack that has papers this high. He's like, yes, the last group of your friends never settled their tabs.
Oh, you can take that up with my boss.
Oh, I always do.
Okay. Thanks for the booze.
Careful
So
out there. You'll want to keep your heads.
Yes.
Oh. Can I have a glass of milk, please?
So she'll take the bottle and
He pours
adjust it in some strap work that's looks like it's just random.
Is it like a
cords
baby-
hanging around her body? But she rigged up this
it's like a baby carrier, essentially.
it's a bourbon Bjorn.
Bourbon Bjorn.
Perfect.
A Burbjorn.
Yes.
And it's one of those things you kind of you get it all situated and you strap it one more time and you kind of just jump up and down a couple times and move side to side and the bottle just doesn't move at all. It's almost like it's a perfect gyroscope. He hears you ask for milk. He thinks you will not like this. And he goes over and from this barrel that's not made of wood, it's a stone barrel. He kind of unplugs and this very thick, viscous, milk-looking liquid comes out. And he comes back over and he hands it to you.
Has this gone rotten?
That's gator milk.
That throw up.
Wait, how do you
Full
milk
of-
a gator?
Very carefully.
That
Full
makes
of,
sense.
full of collagen.
Quinn will set the glass down and just very quietly, thank you.
Welcome.
Cat, they like milk.
I will feed any swamp cats that are outside.
No, the cat. The big gray cat in pants. Oh.
I bring the glass to Sprouting Hops. You want some milk?
It smells. Oh, you gotta keep it away, over here.
That is not milk.
Yeah, it's gator milk.
Go, please walk away with your smelly milk.
Fine, I'll go find some alligators that want it then.
Makes no sense.
I am this whole time just standing, just completely upright in like the big crossroads of town, just dead center, just kind of waiting.
So someone actually bumps into you, and they like kind of fall down and almost like catch themselves. It's like, what the hell? I don't remember we got a new statue here, and they just like move back around.
And as he starts walking away, pardon me.
Oh, and he like looks up. He's like, holy it's just wow. We don't get a lot of you down here. Not since the rust, but okay, all right.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm glad to see the rust hasn't taken you.
Very kind of you.
Well, this has been a great conversation. And he just starts to like kind of do that thing where he backs up and turns.
Have a good day.
He's gone by the time you get day out.
I just stare.
We'll study our.
Go ahead.
Oh, Quinn will study our Hollow Knight friend and wonder just how many stray animals they could pack into that suit since it's, not got a body in it.
I imagine as a Hollow Legionnaire, you're very tall, correct?
Yes, pretty tall. Pretty tall.
Like
I think
almost
they're, like,
almost 7 foot kind of thing.
Like, yeah, they're probably at or over 7 feet.
You've just been standing there this whole time, kind of in the middle of the street. Someone's bumped into you. People have gone around you. You're kind of, you're very much the fork that's causing people to divert the stream around you.
We average 6 feet tall, and we weigh about 100 pounds, since all we are is the armor.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna say you're in the taller end though, closer to 7 feet.
I'm good with that.
And it's at this point you kind of hear a thunk, 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 thunk. It's sound of, even though this is mostly firm, the sound of like the ground sucking at something. And this man comes over and he's got a large scar down the center of one eye. He has a peg leg, and he's missing a literal hunk out of his hand, right in between his forefinger and his thumb. There's just a hunk of skin missing. And it's like looks you up and down, very clearly you are a Hollow Legionnaire. Kind of takes his good hand and goes to insert it in the space that's blue wisp.
Please do not do that.
Shy, child, just making sure you won't want no real thing. Gotta make sure you're the real thing, or your hell, I got no Legionnaire down here.
I'm sorry.
Well, told me my mom Juju, you told me to come down here with a bunch of y'all in a Legionnaire. I ain't never seen one of them before. Just make sure you're the real thing.
Oh, thank you.
Raymond, never seen more than you before. Now, what the rest of y'all? I heard to be more than y'all. 4, 5, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5 more. Sing more.
The others are around.
At this point,
Leon, child. He kind of
Right
starts
about.
to he tries to push you, and he's just
Yes,
Sir.
this would be the comedic part where Corvus would probably poke out behind Sir Alphonse and go, "What do you say?"
oh, that right there's a rat. You a rat.
Yeah.
Raymond, you're gonna give me a hard time. Whoa. Whoa. My little tongue, I tell you what. All right, so, where the rest of y'all?
Radabast will have heard commotion and walked over at this point.
This makes 3.
Hello?
No, Noah's Ark. I got 1, I got 2, I got a 3. We got a 1 of everyone here.
The rest are getting drinks.
Oh, child, this ain't no time for drink. Child, we gotta go see Mama. Mama Juju, she told me to come find y'all, and I don't find y'all. It's gonna be trouble.
Okay, I'll go and gather everyone for us.
Raymond! Alezine, come on.
Okay. Whatever you say, sir.
Ale. And he kind of like seeing that the statue's not moving, and like the Slytherin was kind of hiding behind him. He's seeing you're very like working with them, and you're not as tall as the other guy. He's just kind of like, all right, and he's just like he's literally like clapping at you, but like clapping your back almost to like kind of push you forward. And since you said you're getting a drink, he's leading you to the only tavern.
And he will just slowly get pushed along like, oh, okay, wherever you say. I know this deal. I know this deal rather well.
Ale. And so you finally get into he leads you into the Snake Eyes, busts open the door. He sees the bartender's just finished, kind of plugging back up that stone barrel where the alligator milk is kept. And he sees that's happening. He's like, "Oh, child, which?" And he looks at the bartender. Gokon, which one of these child don't try that alligator milk? And you just see him like kind of not huff. That's not the Asathi thing. The tongue comes out, just like the one with the leaves in their hair. He's like, "Woo, Sha, have you ever tried that alligator milk? It'll put some hair on your chest.
To be honest, I
and on your toes, and on your hands.
Ooh.
Yeah, you must be careful with that.
Kitties and the puppies.
There ain't no that down here neither. All them alligators eat them. Come on now, Mama Juju waiting." And he so he sees you, and he kind of like sees that there's only 3 other people in here, and he's like, "Don't tell me. You bring the cat person too. You with the group with the fish and the rat and the statue, huh?"
This one is.
Oh yeah, dumb dad Noah's Ark. Okay. Who else with the Ark party? All right. Raymond. Okay, we're all right. Well, we got Noah and we got Noah's child. All right, cool. Let's go. Off to see Mama Juju. Let's go. And so he just like kind of is just like rounding you all up once again, like clapping on all of you, for kind of get you guys to finally get out the door and head you guys back over to Corvus and Sir Alphonse. And he's like, "All right, that's all y'all. I'm not waiting for no lion or no tiger or no wolf, am I?"
Not that I know of.
All right, cool. Well, all little those Ark animals, they go up on the Ark. And he points kind of away from the few vendor stalls that are there. And there's what looks to be a shipwrecked ship. It is, the sails they still flap a little bit, although they are completely tattered and looks as if they're held together by strands of cotton at certain points. But there is a small awning that is new, well taken care of, that covers a hole right in the perfect center of the ship. And you see a makeshift door has been put on it. That's where Mama Juju is. Come on, let's go. And he kind of, once again, is like clap leading you over there. And he kind of gets in front of you guys, opens the door. Lazy, let's go.
Who's lazy?
I think he means we're supposed to go inside.
Oh, mon Dieu, les enfants sont tard. Oh, no. And he just kind of starts muttering to himself, and instead of waiting for you guys to go in now, he just goes in himself.
I follow.
Okay. I follow too.
For those of you who haven't quite got in, yet, all you hear from inside is "Mama Juju!" And he's just like so loud, like he's hollering at the top of his lungs. "Mama Juju!" The rest of you follow in as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I follow in and just start going to rooms and Mama Juju. Next room.
So you start to like
Juju?
look. You start to look for rooms to look into, but there are none. It's one big, they kind of gutted the ship, and the inside hull of the ship is just one big room. And you see kind of just like this mismatch of things. There are, melted candles everywhere, and hanging from the rafters are all kinds of herbs and flowers. You see more of those peppers, sprouting hops that the meat was wrapped in. You see several dried out lizards. You see all kinds of look to be different prayer beads, but none of them have the usual deity symbols carved into them. You see tables upon tables of just like different bolts of fabric and like sewing equipment and buttons, things like that, and just all littered on the ground everywhere are just there's boxes that don't have lids. There's there's like half-eaten food. Like there's like cores of apples. There's and like kind of in a lot of like corners and spaces, there's like this kind of like weird slime that's on the ground. It doesn't look like particularly dangerous. Like it doesn't look like it's poisonous or anything. It just looks icky. And eventually you kind of hear like from one, you thought you heard it from like your right, but then like kind of right next to you on your left, you see this man who's rounded you all come up again. Mama Juju! And just from the back, oh, you quit that yelling, God damn, you better stop that, boy. I swear to God, Boudreaux, if you don't stop, and she just keeps laying into him what she's gonna do to this man. And finally, coming around the corner, you see this very short woman, like 3 feet flat, just hunched over. Her skin just pure leathery brown from being out in the sun for way too long. She has wrapped up kind of a almost half circlet of hair that's been braided, and then in the back kind of has like this scorpion tail flick to it, and just like bangles upon bangles all on her arms. They all have different stones on them and made out of different metals, and they all are inscribed with different inscriptions. Some praise Madriel, some say Corian, some say the Lost God. Like it's just kind of all over the place. And you see that she has perched on her shoulder this quite large frog-looking creature. The main difference being that it has actual horns on its head. And she is holding what looks to be a piece of tree, essentially. It's like almost a foot in diameter, and it's almost as tall as she is, but she just like moves that thing effortlessly, and she guides. And as she gets up to you, you see that she has these very big dark glasses on, obviously concealing the fact that she is blind. Well, I say, are you the ones from Cherok's Fellows?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yes, yeah, that is the group that sponsored you. Well, it's about time, I swear. I've been waiting for... She kind of like looks around aimlessly. Days! All right, I'll keep it short, sweet, simple. The last couple of fellows that came through here, I got my map, and I got my reading equipment, and I got my translator, and I have put it all together, and I have found Le Serpent Écran. And she says this like this is supposed to impress you, like this magnificent thing.
That's you.
I take it by the sound of none of you and gasping in shock and awe that you do not understand the relevance of this discovery.
Not at all.
No.
Le Serpent Écran. It is a magnificent, a softly jewel-encrusted artifact. It is a beautiful mask. It is said to take on the shape of an ancient Asathi god, and wearing it allows you the powers of that god. I know where it is. I have found it. I want you to go out and retrieve it for me. Now, obviously, it does not give the powers of a god, but who knows what it actually gives you? Am I right? Am I right? And she takes her like tree and like pokes at Lynn. Am I right? And like as the tree pokes you, it hurts. You're just like, oh, stop. Well, here's the deal. I worked it out with the fellows. I'm gonna send Boudreaux with you. And, his little assistant friend he's got. You're gonna take one of my boats. You're gonna go down. And he's gonna lead you to where I found. Now, don't think about trying to ditch Boudreaux, because he's the only one that knows how to get there, and he's the only one that knows how to operate that boat. I know you types, you like to get the information you need, ditch the ones you think that'll slow you down, and then come back and sure, you complete the job, but you don't do it right. You gotta do it right. And doing it right means you take my man with you.
Okay.
I'll give you some of the money up front, and then when you come back, I'll give you the rest of the money.
Okay.
Sound like a deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your stunned silence as a yes.
But what does this mask do? Exactly.
I told you, it gives you the power of a god. Well, probably not the power of a god, but it gives you something.
Well, but what power of a god? I mean, there's so many different kinds. Are they animal powers? Are they weather powers? Are they undead powers? Are they living powers? Are they healing powers? What kind of powers? Are they plant powers?
I mean,
She
kind
of turns around to one of the tables and she immediately grabs a book, slams it down on the table in front of you, flips it open to a very specific page. She goes, "Do you speak ancient Asathi?"
No.
Okay, well then, when you do, you can try and translate what that says right there about the ancient powers of their deity god mask-wearing people.
Seems fair.
We could go ask an Asathi right now. There was one in the bar.
I said ancient Asathi.
Well, I can't judge how old they are.
I can speak Ledian, but I can't speak ancient Ledian.
Oh. That's fair, I suppose.
Indeed. Now, if you have an Asathi friend of yours that is, 20,000 years old, let me know. Otherwise, okay, she looks at you like how young you are, and she's just like, huh, real shocker. Now, Boudreaux's got all the details. He should be getting the boat ready by now. You meet him out in the docks. Make sure you grab any last equipment you need and head on out. Oh, and, it just goes without saying, because you are going out into the swamps, into the bayou, watch out for the nasty bits, the creepy crawlies, the bad juju out there. She laughs at saying juju.
I love them. All the
creepy-
critters, Oh,
I'm not talking about the cute ones. I'm talking about the big ugly ones that'll eat you up in one bite.
Like what?
Oh, child,
What are
you ain't
they?
ready for this.
Well, I've lived in the city for a very long time, so...
Oh, no, we got one of them city slickers. Oh, no. All right, well, hopefully your friends will know how to take care of you.
Oh. Thanks?
Much luck to you. The last group didn't do so well.
We'll do better.
What happened to the last group?
You find them, you tell me. They never came back.
Oh, interesting.
Did they go where we're going?
Indeed. Lost one of my good boats, too. The boat didn't come back neither. Neither did Thibodeau. That's why I got Boudreaux now.
There it is. Then perhaps we can come back with 2 boats.
I tell you what, you come back with 2 boats, you can keep one of them.
This seems
Profitable.
I've always wanted to be a boat tour guide.
I've never been anywhere where I needed to be on a boat before, much less 2.
Dibs on the boat. Don't ruin my nest egg.
Whoa, what's your character's name, Devin? Sorry.
Oh, I'm Gaspard.
Gaspard.
Or sorry, Radabast.
Radabast, that's
I
right.
don't know why. I don't know why. Gaspard. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm looking at Gelspad.
Radabast.
Maybe you should change your name now.
Being on a
Sorry.
boat is a lot like swimming, except above the water.
I don't know a lot about swimming either.
Uh-huh.
See, if a Hollow Legionnaire can have a questioning look on his face,
I was raised inland, and I did a lot of things for people, but I never actually got to see the sea. I hear it's quite red.
part of it.
One of them is.
It is on the East Coast.
Are you
It's
aware
different
of?
colors.
Are you aware of directions?
Have you ever
yeah, there's
seen
up,
water?
down, left, right, forward, backwards.
Just look around, everybody. Well, we know who's not making it back.
Who?
Just turn and stare at you.
What's Patty? What's the guy's name that's being the tag along?
Boudreaux?
Boudreaux.
Boudreaux. And so Radabast will look over at Boudreaux.
He's looking at you as well. As you guys are kind of, walking towards the exit, Mama Juju shooing you with her mini tree she holds, the frog on her shoulder, like it's been looking around the room the entire time. And you see this small kind of like little garden snake has made its way into one of the corners of the room. It hops off Mama Juju's shoulder, and the tongue just goes like 3 yards, grabs the snake, and comes back and just eats it. And you see just go, and then hops back on her shoulder.
What a precious frog. Can I pet your frog?
What? Are you coming on to me?
No, there's a frog sitting on your shoulder, and I want to pet it.
Ain't no frog on my shoulder. I'm just kidding with you. Of course there's a frog on my shoulder. That's Ed 2.
I like you.
That's Ed 2. Come on, say hi to Ed 2.
Hiya too. And Quinn will very
Is it a
carefully
fey creature?
pet the frog on the snoot.
Like it goes cross-eyed as it watches your finger come at it.
At 2, hey.
Oh, you're such a good little frog. Who ate the big scary snake? You did.
And as it does that, like the snake skeleton like comes out of it.
oh my. Your frog just threw up a snake skeleton.
Oh, he'll do that. He only eats snake.
Good to know.
All right, y'all take the boat and get out of here.
Bye, Mama Juju.
Radabast just coils his legs together after he hears he only eats snakes and just slowly walks back away.
I think it's time we head to the boat.
Okay, and on that note, you all are able to walk out of the shipwrecked ship that is Mama Juju's abode and past the tavern again down to where the dock is. It's essentially a pier that goes out about 10 feet into the water. And there are a couple of interesting looking boats. It's not the typical sailing boats you see that merchants use that travel around the continent of Skarn. These are specifically made to get around the swamps and the bayous here, go from one lake to another. They are low and flat, shallow, almost raft-like, except they have very slight curvatures on each end. Towards the back of the boat, there is a high chair that Boudreaux is sitting in currently, and you see him. You see that he has this like contraption strap on his back. There are two long iron blades on it, almost sword-like, but slightly curved. And you see him kind of like pull out this like dusty book, and he kind of flips through a couple pages, like, well, okay, no, that's for the Piton. Yes, okay, all right. Y'all ready to go? Let's get home. We gotta get on. Let's go. Ale.
I get on the boat.
Corvus will get on the boat.
Sprout helps just like get on the very front, like a hood ornament.
Okay. There's a couple of like built-in seats that some of you can take, but a couple of you will have to stand. And he kind of directs you where to put your packs to kind of even out the weight on this thing. And once the last person gets on, he kind of just like, now I recommend that you all hold on to someone or something because we got to go. And he's like very clearly tripping over the arcane words, but is able to say it just correctly enough for him to work. You see the metal blades on this contraption he's wearing on his back start to spin slowly at first, then faster and faster until the boat is starting to move. And then they move faster and faster until finally the force of air that is coming off of them is able to blow your boat forward. Like an airboat almost.
I was just about to say, would you see the air
Oh my gosh.
pushing the boat?
I wondered
Yeah.
why that sounded so familiar.
Yeah, does it make this cool sound like whoa?
No, so it's not deafening. Actually, part of the benefits of using arcane magic is that it's actually relatively quiet, so you are able to communicate freely with one another. Like what?
So it's like
Sure, we'll go with that. So you guys start your way out, and you had gotten to to Scintili pretty early. So after talking to Mama Juju, going to the bar, all that stuff, it's still before noon when you set out, and you move quite rapidly, quite quickly, and you it's just very open. Most before your airboats disturbs it, the water is very untouched, mirror-like. It reflects off the different grasses and fungal blooms that are growing on top of it, the mangroves and other trees that kind of shape these canals of water. And he follows them. Sometimes he'll take a sharp cut and you realize why he now told you to hold on to something as you almost all spill out the airboat, but it seems Boudreaux has enough control over this that he's able to make it so that you all are not taking constant swims into the unknown waters of the swamps of Contet. Traveling for a little while, he starts to slow down as you all can see coming up ahead. There is another boat similar to yours that is flipped upside down, and you see 3 people kind of laying on it, like They look. It's like they kind of like lean up and see you guys approaching as they hear you. And Boudreaux slows down his boat. Ah, Sha, what happened to you all? And they just kind of like, I don't know. The guy decided that it'd be a great time to show off his really cool maneuvers, and he just went somersaulting off. God knows where. His fan was still going, so we don't know if he's deeper in the water or if he took off into the sky or what happened to him. We're missing one of our own people. Probably a gator got them. Who knows? And we're wet. Our armor's soaking. I lost my best axe in there somewhere. We're just taking a break. And Boudreaux just kind of like looks at you guys. He looks at them. He's just like, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think we got no room for y'all. And like, I mean, your boat is very full. And they just kind of, the three of them just look at you. They look like, they look at kind of like where the sun's positioned. They're like, it's fine. We'll just lay here and, you know, maybe not get eaten, I guess.
Is this possibly the other party?
Oh, Sha, no. If this is where they got lost, I mean, you think we would have found them by now? This ain't no far away from here. People would have come and got them by now.
Boudreaux.
Sir Alphonse.
Were you friends or friendly with Thibodeau?
I'm sorry. I believe his name was Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
Say it with me, child. Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
Sha, close enough. Well, I mean, I knew of him. Know who he was.
That is all.
That's about.
You performed the same job for the same employer.
There are a bunch of us who know how to guide the rivers. A bunch of us know how to ride these airboats.
So, is there any chance you could estimate where Thibodeau would have landed with his other boat?
Child, you think I'm not going to take you right there? We're going the same exact way they're going to go.
Okay. Can you tell them that location?
He looks over like, you know that's not Thibodeau's boat, right?
What? There's going to be a second boat. Like, right?
Yeah, like
These
way
are
further
randos.
close. Yeah, this is just random people.
Okay. Then they can start walking towards that location.
He looks around at like the swampy river you guys are in. Good luck walking.
Look to them. Good-
Mr. Alphonse, I've not seen a lot of water like this before, but I don't think we can walk in it.
So there's a random group of people here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, their boat was upturned.
Yeah,
Is
they're
it-
laying on their boat.
Oh, I thought their boat was. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought their boat was
No.
gone.
No, it's just flipped upside down, and they're laying on it now.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Can we help flip your boat up?
Yeah,
Rick?
how big is this boat?
About the same size as yours, so
They're-
like 10, 15 feet in length.
But their propeller's gone.
Yes, their guide that has the magical air producer has either that they said they're not sure if he went up in the sky or if he went down deep into the water, but he's gone.
How much would you say the boat weighs?
Not much, because like I said, these are designed to be light craft. So is there a specific
go. Daenerys, go. And you hear wings, but you don't see anything. You hear like the little. And then Corvus will just like make a bunch of weird hand signals and start going, I just want you know. I never know why you. And cast levitate on the boat.
Okay.
Once Daenerys gets over, she'll just flip it. Because it's like floating there, so
it's like that Price is Right wheel moment
Yeah.
where there's like, woo, and it kind of like spins like 3 times at first before Daenerys is able to stop it, and then they kind of just like push it down the water, and then I assume you let go of levitate at that
Yeah.
point, and it's just kind of like, and just stays there. The three of them hop on. They're just like, I guess this is a little bit better. Still can't like. They just kind of look around. They're just like, got any extra like poles or spears or
no
paddles?
Are there trees nearby we could go pluck them off some branches?
Yeah, there's mangroves nearby.
I will ask our lovely guide to go over to the mangroves and cut
It's
some
like,
off of there.
I swear, you guys want to help every single puppy dog you find that's injured? You're gonna be out here a very long time. But he does kind of like
dogs.
figure a speech child.
Oh,
Maneuvers the airboat closer to the trees where some of you are able to hack off with your swords and whatnot. Maneuvers back over to them, kind of just like toss them towards them. They just catch like these tree branches. They're like, thanks. And you see like one of them pull like a hunting knife and like start to like try to carve it.
oh, there's
Are
no
there any-
need to carve. You can just do it like a gondola. Yeah.
Like the tree, like you can't, like the tree branches they have like all these twisting off twigs. They're like, we'll take the time. Like they're like, we're not in any hurry. We'll take the time and make these a bit more efficient.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea. By the way, before Quinn would have cut anything off the tree, they would have been like, tree, this is for good cause, and hopefully you don't mind, and put an offering of food or something in the tree.
You do that, and like as you kind of like reach up to like very carefully cut to make not do any extra damage, you just hear like, "It's all good, thanks." And you're kind of like freaked out at first. You look around, see if anyone said that, but then you like touch the tree again. It's like, nah, child, it's me.
It's me, the tree.
He's cool.
Quinn will hug the tree before they go back over there.
You just hear, "Oh, that's nice."
Take what you need. Just make sure you cut it at a 45-degree angle.
Right as like you're letting go of the hug, just remember, not all trees are good trees.
Such wise words. Everyone's probably looking at Quinn as if they're
Yes.
Luna Lovegood from Hogwarts.
Crazy.
Boudreaux's kind of just like staring at you very intently, like, we good now. Can we go, Ale?
Oh yes. Ale.
Since he came to a complete stop, he has to pull this book back out. Once again, any of you who are spellcasters, like the way he pronounces these words is just like it grates on you. Like it's just so bad how he's saying these words. But it's like, Plato, and then once again,
I go stand next to him.
okay. The swords are spinning up. He kind of just looks at you. You know what? Your way all the way back here. No offense, but you look like you weigh a ton. You're gonna throw off the distribution on the boat now.
I'm shockingly light.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
And I just want to stare at him while he starts to do the invocation.
Okay. He does it, kind of like watching you out of the corner of his eye the entire time. Blade spinning faster and faster until finally. No? What would you like to do?
I would like To
Cast
sense,
counterspell on him.
sense and damper magical effects.
Okay. This is a warlock patron of the null ability.
It is.
Wait, you're trying to make the boat not work?
You'll see.
Okay.
Oh god, I'm scared.
Okay. So, I have to make an arcane check. Which is an 18. My DC to do what I want to do, standing within 5 feet of Boudreaux. My DC is 10 plus the spell's level. So, was this an 8th level spell?
Lower, but yes.
Okay. So, standing within 5 feet of the source, I have the ability to damper magical effects. By performing the intelligence arcane check, DC equal to 10 plus the spell's level. On a success, the magical effect ends again while within 5 feet. So that's the kicker to this. Like, I've got to be right on top of somebody to use this particular effect.
Does it dampen all effects or just what you point out?
I specifically targeted one.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
So he is
I
specifically
was gonna say,
targeting.
like, suddenly Zenarius pops up.
No. He is specifically targeting this air machine.
Correct.
So he finishes the invocation. The blades have started to whirl, but then you just kind of stand there. You just kind of like unseen kind of ripple comes out of you, and it ripples into the air machine, and immediately the blades just stop. It's not a slow down or anything. They just go. It's like, well, that never happened before. Huh.
Again, just staring at him. Magic to cut corners is no way to live your life. You did not earn this.
Corners. Shut up. I'm not. I'm just trying to get y'all where you need to be going.
Just lean in very close.
He'll like lean in too, like kind of like.
What you think is a simple spell rips apart the world itself. This does not end well for you. Be careful the powers you play with. No,
Give me an intimidation check.
That one. Oops. Oh well. 5.
So he's just kind of like, he's not scared of you, but like, he sees that the thing's not working. He's just like, "Ooh, you fool, fool." But he kind of unshrugs the pack. He's like, "Well, I don't know why, but
No. Just like, but wouldn't that just be like, go on?
He's got like halfway off. He's like, well, which is it? It gonna work or we gonna paddle? Work, paddle, work, paddle."
I won't even talk. I'll just turn around and like take one step away so that there's 10 feet between us.
Pulls the spell book back out. Butchers the words again. The blade starts spinning. He's like looking at you the entire time, like seeing if there's like some imaginary, like unknown thing that he's like screwing up to piss you off. And then finally the boat starts moving and then moves up to full speed. And that's when he's just like, eh. Airboat takes off again. Travels through a couple hours at this point. Moving at a pretty quick pace. It doesn't take long for the sun not to set, but be low enough that it's hidden behind the trees. So you kind of get this weird sunset effect, even though it's only about like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. At this point, he kind of all of you at this point is kind of like sitting around, exchanging a story or two. A lot of times, though, it's just a lot of silence. Some of you pick out a ration pack or drink some water. But all of a sudden, Bujo just kind of you notice that you're slowing down. The slight humming of the blade stops. He's just like, now I'm gonna need everybody to be real quiet and I'll be on our best behavior, okay? I'm gonna need y'all to be vraiment beautiful. Understand? Fantastic. Okay. And he just like he goes and grabs one of the paddles that's inside the boat and he dips into the water, moves it forward, and just like, okay, so they done already seen us. I know you ain't seen them yet. Everyone give me perception checks.
Perception checks.
Oh my god.
First roll of the evening.
Oh wow.
Like where
Yeah,
this
I'm
is
real good
going.
at perception.
Let's see how this goes.
Unnatural.
Oh, yeah!
Whoa!
29.
Jeez.
Jesus.
I'm not good at thinking, but I'm good at seeing. I think.
17.
All right, so the 20 and the 29 are enough, and you're able to kind of point things out to the rest of your group. Didn't do so well. Kind of in this, there's a little bit of darkness that started to gather, and in between the beams of sun that come and get through the trees and the hanging mosses, you see flickers of flames, and you see hooded figures coming out through each tree. In one hand, they hold a sword upright, in the other, a ball of fire that has no source that sits in their hands. And he's just like, Bujo's just like, okay, so these, I don't know if you remember, but Mama Juju, she tell you about them weird people out here? Yeah, this them, okay? So here's the thing. They done saw us already. They done know we're coming already. They done get ready for us already. So we're not gonna pick no fights. We're just gonna go at a slow and steady pace, and we gonna hope they don't jump us.
Wait, are they robbers? Are they boatway robbers? You know, because instead of highway robbers. You know, because this isn't a highway, it's a waterway. They're waterway robbers, yeah.
They worse than robbers on phone. They
Oh.
the kind that done rob your soul and your heart. I mean that literally. They don't take your heart and your soul. They're not like they're gonna love you and leave you. They offer it up to them twisted gods, and oh boy.
Oh, cultists.
Yes, that. I mean, I guess you call them that, but you know, kind of keep it down. I think that would kind of set them off sometimes. And sure
I
enough,
don't see them.
Do they make
he
good
kinda-
drinking buddies?
I mean, if you ever get close enough to one of them to ask about the drinking, I mean, they probably drink that blood.
Well, that's what this is for.
Okay, child, you go ask them if they want to be drinking buddies. I'm gonna stay right here in the boat.
They look busy.
Mhm,
How many
they
of them?
always busy.
How many of them are there?
From the few you can see, there's tens, but you
Oh.
know the trees hide more.
Okay,
These are the ones
okay.
they want you to see, and it's kind of just like, so more than one crew done lost their life because they think, oh, there's only a couple out here and we can take them. Oh, child.
Oh.
By the time you see them, they done got their whole coat here already. You kind of go, and he's still very slowly paddling the boat, and he takes care to, like, as he puts the paddle in the water, to disturb it the least amount as possible. And he just takes one stroke, slowly lets the paddle out. And he's done enough that you've got this nice glide going. And this boat is designed to just cut through water really well. And so you are moving still at a decent pace. And it's just this very moment, it's just moment of silence as he stops talking. And just you pass another one. They all same position, almost like pawns from a chessboard. They all just rigid, statue-like, holding the same pose. Until you come around another bend. And kind of on the shore of the trees, right by the waterline, you see this large fire they've built. Several of them have their hoods down, and you see that they are Asathi. And tied to a pole that they are slowly rotating over this large fire is this large wolf-like creature that seems to still be alive. And every now and then they poke it, and they collect the blood that comes out of it. They take it over to this kind of makeshift altar that seems. And they just kind of almost like with a bucket, they just splash it on the altar. And the ones that aren't participating in that, there's just a couple by the shoreline that just watch you guys. They lock eyes with you all.
I would like to immediately take an action.
Okay.
I am grabbing Quinn and going like this.
Okay. Quinn, do you resist?
Of course, there's a wolfie on a fire.
All right, give me a grapple check, Lynn.
Okay, is there a thing I can click for grapple?
I just realized our names rhyme.
Lynn and Quinn, that's amazing. Give me an athletics check.
Athletics.
The problem is just a barbecue.
Quinn, you may give me athletics or acrobatics.
Let's see here. Which one is higher? Was athletics or acrobatics?
Yes.
Acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh,
you try to get out, but Lynn is just, almost prepared for this. Just iron grasp on you. And you're just like, wolf, but just mouth clamped. You can still breathe, of course, but like the words do not come out. And Boudreaux kind of looks over at the scuffle, looks back over the shoreline, and one of the ones just statue-like with the fire and the sword, a slight smile. Shh! Don't stir them up. Don't stir them up now. We're almost out of here. Don't worry. Close your eyes. You need to. We're almost out of here. And he kind of, puts the paddle in a little bit faster this time, and you only have to hear the wolf howl just one or two more times in agony as you are able to clear the bend. And he kind of looks around, notices that the fires have gone down, and he's just like, all right, coast clear for now.
Are you good, Quinn?
Mm-mm.
But you're not gonna, scream if I let you go, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pat Quinn on the head. Sorry about that, but I really didn't want to fight those assholes.
Boudreaux's just kind of like, listen, I know it's tough, but if you had tried to do something there, you'd have joined your little wolf friends.
It would have been a worthy death.
Okay, Quinn? For you? Yes. I mean, within reason. For us, not so much.
I kind of step towards Quinn. Would you like to scream or yell or let anything out?
I want to scream and shout and let it all out.
Can we go back and stab them to death?
If the mask gives us stabby powers, sure.
Quinn, just very defeated, plops down into the boat.
We're gonna be on here for a little bit longer, the boat, right? We're not
Yes.
where we're going. I'll just do it anyway. I'll walk up and I just kind of reach out and just touch. I don't even know if the spell works like this. I'd have to look it up. It probably is massive, but just for flavor text, can I just silence Quinn
Sure.
on their own? And I just kind of touch them on the head and just be like, let it out.
I'll also give them a shot of bourbon. Like here.
So, you are
silence
silenced.
you are all silenced. Silence is a 20-foot radius sphere.
That's why I was hoping
So,
flavor text. I could just put it on them. Like,
Sure. Yeah. Especially with your patron being the null. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
allow you to shape that spell.
Okay.
So, kind of just
Quinn will
boots
take
you
that
on the
shot.
head.
Yeah.
Take the shot, and you're like, it's okay. Quinn is going to need to give me a Constitution saving throw for that, for that liquor. That was special stuff that Lynn could handle.
Yeah, Quinn does not normally drink alcohol, so Quinn is a lightweight.
Okay,
Yeah,
15's good. 15's good. So you take that shot. Here's like pure fire. It's just lit your throat on fire. But then almost immediately after, it's like you swallowed an ice cube, and it's just getting completely iced. But you still have that like kind of like weird pain in your chest from both of those sensations happening so quickly. And then your mouth just feels like it's like you swallowed quicksilver or something. Like there's something covering like your tongue and your throat. It's a very interesting sensation. You're not sure if you're liking it or not. But you kind of let out like a ah, and you realize that there's no sound. That goes on for 10 minutes. So Boudreaux starts the blades back up again, moves you guys forward until you get to kind of like you see reeds popping out of the water in front of you. He slows you down. He's like, oh man, I hate this part. All right. And he kind of hops out of the boat, and the water goes to about his shins, just below his knees. All right, everyone out of the boat. We done got to carry her over to the next crossing. We're going to put her back in the water, and then I'll take you to the rest of the spot. Don't worry, though, we close.
Radabast is going to just...
Go ahead.
Radabast is going to super carefully, slowly lower himself into the knee-high water.
It feels nasty. You can like feel tiny little things swimming between your legs. You feel something like kind of bite your foot. You kind of like do like a high step out of the water because you're just like, oh! And you see like a leech or two on your leg.
Gross.
Yeah, it's
The water is disgusting.
Yeah, it's
Why would
nasty
anyone
Bayou
ever want to
water.
be in the water? No, just in general. I'm saying in general.
No, oh, I know, but like this is especially nasty Bayou water.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know the
name.
difference yet.
I'm gonna name that one Sluggy, that one Chompers, that one's Nibbles.
You see Quinn just stick their arm into the water, wait, and pull out. It's just like covered with like 20 leeches.
Gross.
Chompers, Sluggy, and just like pointing at all of them. Eat up, guys.
Lynn is going to produce a torn up shirt from somewhere, part of her wardrobe, cut it up and wrap it around her feet and calves, and then get in the water.
Okay. It works surprisingly well.
I just
Running
I mean,
hops
like,
will
I'm gonna get wet. I just don't want to get bit.
get out of the boat and step on the water.
Yeah, you have to keep moving. You can't ever stand still, but as long as you keep moving,
Running
He's just
around in a
bouncing
circle.
around.
sprouting hops can walk/run on the water.
And when Corvus gets off
Yeah,
the boat,
it's
and into
like
the
chest
water-
high for Corvus.
Yeah, but like all of these leeches in like a 5-foot radius of him just float to the surface. They're dead.
Yeah.
Radabast is then going to jump over next to the water near you.
You feel tingly, Radabast.
Yeah. It's like something's not right.
like you feel like that. Like it's almost like a heart murmur or something. You just kind of feel like off.
I just attribute it to the water. It's
Yeah,
gross.
It's not alarming. It
Ratabat-
just feels weird.
Corvus is great because he's an anti-leech thing. I don't understand why, and I don't need to know.
Excuse me. Okay, perfect. So all of you are able to pick up part of the boat, which working together is light enough that none of you had. There's no checks needed. Yes.
Sorry, just really quick, just to be part of Sir Alphonse's story, using one of my backgrounds, I actually kind of like go into one of the little pockets of my armor, and I pull out something like a powder or salve or something, and I kind of like just wet it a little bit, and then I rub that on anything that's going to be in the water, and then when I get in, I come out clean. Nothing's able to get on me. I'm a marsh dweller, so I know how to avoid swamp hazards, like leeches.
Very nice.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's almost like the water's like repelled from you almost, and like anything in the water, like it's just kind of like this weird, like whatever it is, the pHs don't mix, and just everything is kind of repelled from you.
Serious question.
Yeah.
Would leeches even be interested in a hollow?
Nah.
So probably not. However, they do technically bleed, so we do have blood, officially.
Huh.
They
Thank you
bleed
for sharing
essence.
that. I had no idea.
Yeah, our blood tends to match our armor type, if I remember correctly.
Or the spire you were constructed from.
The spire, and your armor is attached to your spire, which is attached, and I'm iron, so.
Yeah. So you all able to carry the boat. It only takes about 30 yards or so before you're kind of on this. You're not in the water anymore, but it's kind of this ucky, like mud, kind of very disgusting mixture of, like crawly vines and other kind of stuff. And it's that thing where like you put every step of your foot, you're just like, oh, what am I stepping in? Boudreaux's kind of at the front of the boat, guiding you guys where to go. And you've been carrying the boat for about 10 minutes. It is a light boat, but at this point, all of you are kind of just like, okay, this is kind of heavy. Can we take a break? And Boudreaux's just like, all right, now put it down. And so you all put it down, and he's just like, may I introduce to y'all the local landmark. Say hi to the hanging tree. And he points to a tree not far off the path. And you see it is quite large. The other trees that would be near it seem to have grown outwards away from it. And hanging off of most of the major branches is a large vine about 2 feet in diameter that slopes over each large branch, and a humanoid figure seems to be hanging from the vine.
What happened here? We need to get them down.
Oh, Shy, they've been gone a long time. You would cut up those vines, you'd find nothing but a skeleton in there.
What? How did this
Skeletons?
happen?
Oh, the tree. Not even them cultists come near here.
And why are we here?
Well,
For the mask.
yeah, but we have to go this way. But it's not like the tree come out and attack you. All these bodies don't give willingly. And just like everyone else who passed through here, the tree going to ask if you want to add another body to it.
I like being alive.
I like
And just kind of
plants,
like
but not that
this, almost like to punctuate his sentence, like the wind kind of picks up a little bit. Yes?
Everyone's response. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he didn't say, do you want to add your body to the tree?
No, just a body. And the wind kind of picks up a little bit, and there's like kind of this like the hanging tree that he called it starts to creak a little bit. The vine covered bodies sway, and one of the limbs kind of works its way and bends its way down. The vines covering the face of this body peel away. Sure enough, it is a skeleton head, but the vines work the jawbone into this kind of facsimile of speech. Give us another, and we'll tell you the secrets of the swamp. Choose one of you. Travel lighter and faster. We'll tell you everything you need to know.
I think I'll pass.
The limb swoops up into your face. Are you sure? I can tell you how to save all those little creatures the cultists sacrifice. And it sweeps back up.
Lynn!
I gotcha. Come on. Human lives are important too.
Sweeps the body back, kind of dancing above each and every one of you in turn. Surely one of you has secrets that need answered.
This
I
one
can
is.
usually ask a doctor to give me the answers to my questions.
It moves from being on top of you immediately away over. No bodies for the tree today.
Lynn is going to start singing a random drinking song. Hopefully loud enough to drown out what its creepy little whispers.
Okay. And
Corvus will approach the tree.
the body will swing down to, meet your height. Yes, the small one would like the secrets.
Tree.
The skeleton
If I-
just keeps looking at you.
If I give you this body, could you tell me where the forgotten necrotic king is? Not the false one, but the new and old one.
Yes, the tree knows all.
I will return with a body.
Excellent.
Can I insight the tree?
Sure.
We're talking about dead stuff. It's true, 100% truthful.
16.
The tree is not lying that it knows secrets of the swamp, and
Is it lying that it knows this guy's false old new god?
there was no hesitation, and it jumped upon immediately the fact of this king that you've never heard of. But it seemed very confident that it knew about it. But it was odd that it's odd how confident it is.
Right, it was gonna say yes to anything. It seems
Right.
like. Yeah. Okay. Can I make an Arcana roll to kind of gauge what's going on with this tree magically? Is this tree alive? Is it like a magical effect field?
So just at who you are as a null warlock, you do not sense any arcane magic on this tree. It seems to actually be alive.
No arcane magic.
None.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it seems to actually have some sort of sentience.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does everyone pass by the tree?
For now.
Kind of watch the tree passing by.
The
We have
little the little puppet it has just like comes up to you and just follows you.
Walking backwards, looking at it. Just,
Once you get to like a certain range, it withdraws, and once all of you have passed, the tree resumes back to staying still. Boudreaux kind of looks at all of you and he's like, whew. Thank goodness y'all know y'all try to get me as a body. I appreciate that.
Remember to bring lots of tinder on the way back.
I'll be honest,
But-
I thought about it.
But then who's gonna drive the boat?
Exactement, mon ami. Allez.
I don't know how to drive.
We have many skilled arcanists, and books are easy to take off dead bodies.
You already were like, what he thinks pissed off at him earlier, and once you say that, he's just like, so the statue ain't friendly, ain't he? No, child.
Bad alchemist, bad.
And with
He's a bit of a stiff.
And with Boudreaux and you guys back onto the bayou, puts down the boat, hops on. You all get back in. He starts the engine. We'll take a very small break.
Gasp.
Oh.
Gasp.
Audible gasp.
It's a little later than usual, but we're still going to take it. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. That'll be 11:07 Eastern Standard Time. Hang out with us. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Scarred Lands, Dark Voodoo on the Bayou. I just want to make a quick disclaimer that while I am using a Cajun accent and Cajun voices for our characters tonight, that it is not in meaning to make fun of or be mean about or degrade or think of them less. It is an endearing accent that I love. My in-laws are all very Cajun from Louisiana and the New Orleans area. So it's my way of showing my love to them and showing their influence upon me as a person. Just wanted to put that out there in case anyone had any, I didn't want anybody to think we're trying to portray them in a negative light. Alrighty, so you have got your airboat. You have put it back in the water, starting to move forward again as Boudreaux leads you across more water. By this point, it is true sunset, not the fabricated one that has come from the sun hiding behind the trees. It's at this point, though, that as the sun is quickly slipping, darkness is coming. Boudreaux slows down the boat again. Once again, it kind of takes a hushed tone. Up there, you see it? You see it? And he points it out. It is a very large figure. If it weren't for the fact it was, 12, 15 feet tall, it would be humanoid. Goddamn one of their swamp giants. And you see, it's like kind of like the water you're in. You look, all of you look down and see it's quite deep. And this being it only comes up to its waist. And you, as you're getting closer, some of the sunbeams poke through the trees, the fading light, and you see that it actually has what look almost like chemical or acid burns on large parts of its body. Boudreaux kind of eases forward the airboat, giving it a little bit more power. It seems like it distracted. A good time to slip past without trying to take a swipe at us. And he moves forward. As you get closer, that rough outline of this being takes shape, and indeed it is a giant. And you see that there is a ball-like entity in front of it, and it lumbers towards it. And you see maybe an appendage or something coming off of it. And then the giant raises its club, and it looks like it's in combat with whatever this thing is. But it's that moment where everything kind of slows down, and all of you heroes in your own right and things you've done, adventurers, powerful beings, have that reflexive timing where things kind of slow down and everything happens at once. The giant moves down with its great club to smash down upon its foe. All of you at that point realize that this is not some beholder or other aberration being that it is fighting. It is a giant swamp gas bubble. And it's as the club is coming down, you all look at Boudreaux. Boudreaux looks at all of you, and he's just like, hang on! And the club comes down on the bubble.
Can I do something before it does that?
Is it a reaction?
No, it's an action.
Okay. If it was a reaction, I'd say yes. But it's just that it's as the club is connecting, this all pieces together, all of you, and everyone's just like, oh shit! And as the club connects with the bubble, a giant explosion comes off as this volatile swamp gas is suddenly added to the oxygenated air, heavily oxygenated air that is a bayou. And with that, it just goes up in flame, and an explosion happens. 10 times stronger than any fireball that can be launched from a wizard. And it actually picks up your boat and throws it. All of you are hanging on for dear life. Everyone give me either a dexterity or strength saving throw.
Most terrifying roller coaster ever.
You said dexterity?
Yes, dexterity or strength saving throw.
Or strength. Ooh.
18 for me.
Target number's
21?
10, right?
Yeah, 10 seems about right for a level
Yeah,
9.
10 seems like 10 seems great. 10 seems great.
Rats live in boats.
Damn, Corvus with that nat 20.
I'm okay.
Yeah, Corvus is doing okay. Corvus had previously shrunk down into the boat. I think we're missing.
A 10, 12, 15, 18, 25, and
Oh, we've got Spreading Hops just came back. Spreading Hops, give me a dex saving throw or a strength saving throw.
Yeah, 21.
Oh, it didn't show it for me. Okay, perfect. So it's just Radabast and Lynn that are actually blown clear of the boat. And it's the boat is picked up and thrown about 50 feet. There's a narrow strip of land, and then there's just this extra murky kind of boggy water that the boat lands in. The two of you land on that kind of strip of land that separated the water you were traveling in and this kind of smallish pool-looking area. There's nothing that seems to be left of that gas bubble or the giant. Both seem to have disappeared.
Oh my.
Whether the giant was just blown away into the air or into smithereens, you're not sure. But there's nothing left of either of those. The two of you that landed on the land are kind of dazed and, whoa, what happened? But both of you kind of, get up, stand up, get yourselves up. And as you're looking over at the boat to go see if your friends are okay, you notice that the water's moving. You notice that the water is moving up. You notice that the water is collecting itself and forming itself into this giant snake-like creature. Any of you that have survival as a trained skill may give me a survival check. Or if you are a marsh walker.
Marshwalker.
So
21 for me.
14.
24.
Okay. The 21 and the 24, you've heard of these. They're terrifying, but you're not surprised they exist down here. They are called living bogs. They are gargantuan oozes that take on the shape of a small bayou. They are large enough that when they spread themselves out, they can cover, maybe a cubic mile of area, but it can bring itself into this shape of a giant, almost sea serpent and devour ships, people, houses whole.
No, sir, don't like that.
Yeah, it is currently
Bad water.
sucking itself in at this point. The Lynn and Radabast, you kind of look at each other, look at your friends. The boat has kind of done that thing where the water up underneath it's come out, and so it's kind of tilted. All of you on the boat kind of have landed. You notice that there's water moving around you, but you're all very disoriented from the blast. It's not until your friends yell at you, "Look out!" or whatever it is they shout, that you look over and
water!
Bad water.
Yeah, Radabast is bad water. You look over and you see this serpent-like creature taking shape, and it's just that collective "oh shit" moment. Boudreaux is back in the boat. He's trying to start the incantation. He's like, "And we'll get back in the boat now. Let's go. We need Ale Z. Come on, let's go." And he is rapidly running through the incantation. And right now it's kind of this race against the clock. Is the bog going to finish taking shape, or are you going to be able to get back in the boat and start the engine in time? So I'm assuming Lynn and Radabast would like to dash towards the boat to get in.
Just get it started.
yeah.
We'll catch up.
Okay.
Can I cast a cone of cold at the water entity?
Sure. Go ahead and
As long as it's not going to hit my friends.
no. Yeah,
It's a 60
they would.
foot cone.
Yes, they're almost like. So the way it is like it's kind of this bog that's forming in front of the boat. They would be like 90 degrees to your left, so they would be well outside of this cone. What kind of save is it?
Constitution.
Okay.
And on a failed save, it takes 8d8 cold damage or half as much damage on a successful one.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the damage because it's going to take some of it no matter what.
Okay. 8d8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 34 total.
Woo! Not bad. Whoa. What's the save? You say Constitution. What's your spell save DC?
Is that on the sheet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
16.
16.
And then
It has a very large plus, but it rolled very poorly. It rolled a 15 total.
Oh.
So it's going to take that full damage.
I don't know what the next to it. There's a box that says +8 spell attack bonus. Is that factored into?
That's if you're rolling a spell that says make a melee or ranged spell attack.
Oh, okay.
That's what you add to it. Like if you're like when you shoot your bow, you know how you add a number to it.
Oh, okay.
Same thing with a spell. You sometimes it'll say make an attack roll, and that's what you would add to it. Okay.
So hopefully I slowed it down a little.
So everyone's trying to get in the boat. Boudreaux is starting the incantation to start the blades whirling. Quinn just unleashes this enormous burst of blizzard. It was blistering hot out. Like just the smallest movements cause you to break out in sweat. Everything is just miserably hot. But as soon as Quinn releases this energy from them, the air drops to zero. All the sweat on all of you almost freezes in its place. You get that feeling where it's just like you breathe in and it hurts to breathe because it's so cold. And this blast of iciness envelops this living bog. And it circles around its head and it's almost briefly frozen for a second. But then the rushing waters snap the ice. You slowed it down a little bit, enough for Boudreaux to finish the incantation. The blades start to whirl. This thing is still forming up itself. And he's able to get with that delay of the cold, is able to get the propeller started, turn the boat towards Lynn and Radabast. Someone's going to need to two people are going to need to reach out and try to grab them as you pass by.
What kind of roll would that be?
Probably be an athletics roll.
Oh, I have a -1 in that. Someone else has got to do it.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Who are you going for?
Which one of them's smaller?
Radabast would probably. You said you're 5'4", right?
Yeah.
I assume Lynn's a little bit bigger than that.
That's what I've been thinking of her, yeah.
So Radabast would be height-wise smaller. He's probably bulkier, just because he is a very beautiful sculpted man.
This is true. Yeah, he'll grab Radabast.
Okay.
Try to.
Radabast, you can also give me an athletics check, and we'll see what we can do here as far as combining them.
I got a 15.
Okay. Together with the 15, and you said there was a 14?
12.
12? Luckily, Radabast sees their life, ending before them as this bog starts to just kind of swoop up against the trees and it almost looks like it's a skateboarder using a half pipe as it just kind of rides along and grinds the tree trunks, chasing after all of you. And it's just that moment where Sprouting Hops reaches out their hand, Radabast grabs it, and the paw of Striding Hops starts to slip out. Radabast is like, oh, hell no, and uses their other arm to grab on. It almost pulls Sprouting Hops out of the boat, but working together, luckily, they're both able to get in. Who was going for Lynn?
Sure. Corvus will go.
All right, Corvus.
I would like to try a thing where, like,
Okay.
I assume on the sand spit there's like a log or something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, kick the log so it's pointed in roughly the right direction. Do a running leap and then do like a really nice gymnastic twirl.
Okay. All right.
To
I
land
will
back
let
on
you,
the boat.
I will let you use acrobatics then.
Okay, because that's a lot better.
Well,
12.
okay.
Even my
Corvus.
digital dice hate me.
Corvus, give me some athletics here. Okay,
16.
16. All right. The 12 and the 16 working together. So, Lynn, you see this kind of piece of log that until now had been submerged under this boggy water. It's light enough that you're able to form it and move it pointing towards the boat, and you go to run off it. But unfortunately, it was so light to move. It's also been so structurally damaged that as you take that last step off of it, your foot breaks through it. And what was going to be a very kind of athletic, nice leap that would get you enough air to get onto the boat is suddenly you're tumbling almost face forward into the side of the boat. But luckily, Corvus, who's been kind of huddled up underneath the boat, kind of looks up and reaches out with both paws. And then, what's your familiar's name again?
Xanaris.
Is kind of like with the two paws is like struggling to grip you, but then Xanaris bites the back of his robe, pulls him back, which is enough to pull you into the boat. So all of you are now in the boat, but this bog is not letting up. It's on, the chase is on. So what's going to happen is Boudreaux is going to focus solely on putting as much arcane power as he can into getting these blades to keep spinning and to make sure that nothing happens to him. The rest of you need to either find a way to speed the boat up or slow the bog down. So, roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
Wherever the bog lands amongst all of you is when the bog will go, and the bog will gain on you. Unless, of course, you all do something to mitigate that.
Hey, a roll that didn't suck. 17.
Holy crap, you guys all did really well.
And I roll an 11.
Let's see how the bog did. Oh, no.
Sir Alphonse, with his +1 initiative, has a 19.
Nicely done.
Got a 22 initiative.
I feel like it's
22,
gonna
you
be
said?
the party,
22.
the bog, me.
What's your dex score, Sprouting Hops, and yours, Quinn?
18.
Dex for me is. Oh, I scrolled past too far. 16.
Okay, so Sprouting Hops wins that tie. Radabas, what's your dex score?
18.
No, Radabas.
No,
right.
Radabast.
Yeah, not
my
rat.
dex score is a 15.
Okay, you win that tie. All right, Sprouting Hops, you're first.
So, gonna do something a little crazy. How
I like
fast does the boat actually move?
So kind of what you've gathered before, it seems like as you're traveling all day, and Boudreaux has not been putting at max speed all day, but the kind of the comfortable traveling pace you've been going, it would be the equivalent of being able to move 45 feet around.
Oh, okay, cool. So, would it be possible to jump out the back of the boat and start pushing it from behind at like a full dash?
As a monk with your running on water ability,
Yes.
what's your land speed again?
55.
Wow.
It absolutely would be possible.
Yes.
I'm gonna need an athletics check though to push it, but you could absolutely attempt to do that. Yes.
Patty, I rolled nat 20.
Oh my god. So, Smarty Hops, please narrate this.
So he kind of looks around and just like, what the hell am I going to do? Does a backflip out of the boat and kind of like floats in the air and lets the sort of momentum of the boat. He doesn't really move. He just kind of jumps up straight and lets the momentum go forward. Comes down behind the boat, grabs it with his claws, and just starts out a full-out run on the water, just trying to push it as fast as he can to help it along.
So it's that moment where you guys just see Sprouting Hops just jump straight up in the air, and everyone's just like, it's that scene from a movie where like it pans, like cuts each of your faces rapid succession, like and then it splashes the Sprouting Hops, who just kind of like arms crossed, falls calmly, and just with almost effortlessly start pushing the boat, and you all can feel like the trees are blurring faster by now. And whatever that Manticora is doing is working as you have picked up speed. Okay. Quinn.
Wow.
Beat that.
Honestly, I don't think that I can. That was pretty amazing. Let's see. I'm looking through my things to see if there's anything that I can... Ooh! I banish a shadow. Attempt to send a creature that I can see within range to the plane of shadow. If the target is neither native to the plane of shadow nor an incorporeal undead creature, the spell fails.
Okay, so you would know that this creature is from here and is not undead. This is a living ooze plant creature.
Yeah, I don't want to get eaten, so I'm going to do this.
Okay. What is the save?
Charisma.
Ooh, okay. How charismatic do you think a living bog is?
Well, do you want the player opinion, or do you want the character opinion?
Let's just say I've never seen a number this low before. Okay, so I rolled a 7, and the total is 2.
Yay!
This thing has a -5 in charisma. It has a 1 charisma.
Wow.
I've never seen a monster with a 1 stat before.
Kind of awesome.
Okay,
Dang.
so you banish it. Please describe how the banishment works.
Oh god, do I want to be like cool or do I want to be funny?
That's up to you. However Quinn's magic works.
Both. So Quinn's eyes begin to fill with smoke. Like you can see the whites of their eyes, and the color, it all disappears, and it's just smoke swirling in their eyes. And they put their hands out towards the creature, and in front of it opens this acme hole of shadow, and it just goes it's gone. It went to the shadow plane.
This creature that had almost been like that, very snake-like, had been, gaining on you, traveling along trees, almost sucking up the water underneath it to propel it to move faster. It's just all of a sudden, as it's Sprouting Hops had just hopped out, was pushing you and had started to widen the gap that was coming. Luckily, he rolled the Nat 20 show, and just like how they're rating us, his Nat 20 saved you, and this living bog just pops, just falls into this hole that, like, as soon as the entirety of it is in there, the hole just closes off.
I vote that it makes a slurping sound as it closes.
Yeah, it's almost like the flushing of a toilet. Just yes, caw to all of you coming from the Nat 20 show. Thank you for the raid. You have dispersed, you have dispelled, you have banished the living bog. Briefly, I believe the banishment only lasts for 10 minutes, but that is enough for all of you for Boudreaux to get the boat going fast enough and far enough that by the time the magic fades and Quinn's slight banishment wears off, you'll be long gone. Boudreaux just kind of goes from that panic mode of thinking, oh God, this is it, to, sprouting hops, casually hops back in the boat. And he turns around, sees the bog is gone, sees Quinn's eyes returning back to normal, and he's just like, well, okay then. I think y'all will be much better off than the other group that came through here. Because, I ain't never seen no one deal with a living bug like that before. That's, Boudreaux, come out of words. I don't know what to say.
In the city.
You telling me someone from the city learned how to do that with the bug?
Mm-hmm.
Shoo, child. What city you come from?
Well, what city did you write my character from?
I didn't pick a specific city. Sorry.
I'll go with the one that we left off on our season finale.
Oh, okay. All right.
Quinn will be from there, and you can use them as an NPC. It's fine.
Perfect. He's just like, well, that don't get no much more city than city, do it? All right. I'm gonna have to check out that city then. It seems like you city stickers ain't so bad after all. And so he kind of gears back the boat, going back into its, kind of travel speed it had been going. And he kind of looks around and he's just like, Shaw, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where we are. But it's kind of one of those moments, the words literally leave his mouth. It comes to a natural bend in the river, turns, and you're confronted with this just giant building. And he's like, never mind, we here. This is the place right here.
He seems completely taken back by the fact that we're there.
Yes.
You seem surprised.
Well, I mean, we done got blown off by course. I just drive the boat trying to get away from the bog, and then somehow we here. I don't know it. What you call the subconscious? I don't know what that or what it is, but we here somehow.
When one gets out and pushes, tends to help.
You're good with the direction things that they told me about.
Well, yeah. Show day, this is the place. We here.
Well, what are we waiting for?
And there's still enough water that, it's going to take a little, but it's just, turning this corner and seeing a building finally after you've been in the swamp for hours, not seeing any structure at all, is just kind of throws you off a little bit. You've just been enough time out where you've gotten used to the fact that you weren't going to be seeing anything structural wise until this. And as you approach, even though the sun now has gone down and darkness is starting to come, the moon is starting to rise, you notice the temple itself is actually well lit. And as you approach, you can see there are a couple of windows and openings along the upper stories of the tower of this, this tower kind of structure, temple-like thing, and you see fires burning in them.
If you don't mind, I would need 10 minutes.
Statue, you got all the time you want. It's your time, not mine.
10 minutes to do what?
I'll just kind of step forward and start kind of picking up dirt and twigs and different things, and I'm going to ritual cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Specifically, I'm looking for if there was any transmutation teleportation magic. Like, did this thing move to us or make us bring it to us? Like, the temple itself is freaking me out. So I want to see what kind of magic the temple's rocking.
Is it a giant mimic?
Yes, that's an excellent question. Is the temple a mimic? Oh my god.
That's a different adventure.
Oh my god. The whole dungeon is a mimic.
Yes.
You're just
Oh my
inside
god,
the body
get
of a
Temple
mimic.
of Elemental Evil now.
Yes. The
That's
entire
fantastic.
dungeon is a mimic. Everything in the dungeon is a mimic.
Patty, get
Yes.
to writing.
You're trying to just escape the bowels, is all it's come to.
No, you have to
The-
find the heart.
It's a really crappy situation, to be honest.
No.
I quit.
No.
I quit.
Only I can
Minus
around here.
everything. Okay, so is anyone going to do anything while Sir Alphonse is taking the time to ritually cast the spell?
Is the water around here nicer?
Marginally so. It's still Bayou water.
While he's doing the ritual casting, I'm just going to be discovering what water is and not impressed.
Okay. No leeches in this water,
Still
at least
not
there's that.
impressed.
but it's still disgusting. Like you kind of like scoop
rather-
them up in your hand, and you're just like, oh.
I look at the water around, and all I can say is, a bath is better.
Yeah. Sir Alphonse, your detect magic goes off. You do not actually, for the super nerds out there, saying that like I wouldn't be all over this if I was a viewer. You do not detect conjuration magic like you thought you might. Teleportation magic is conjuration.
Conjuration, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You do not detect any of that. In fact, you detect magic coming off the temple, but it's just kind of like, you know, what you expect from a place that is supposed to have and house artifacts of immense power. You detect, you know, some abjuration. You detect some evocation, even a little bit of illusion, but nothing that makes it seem like this is a fake or a facade or this is moving. It does seem like it was just a pure bit of luck, a pure twist of fate that being chased by that bog got in here.
Yeah, a likely story. Okay, I'm just gonna ask because I would feel foolish if I didn't. I'm sure I already know the answer.
Okay.
Can I dispel magic the whole temple?
You can certainly try. It is a contested role.
I'll save the slot.
Okay.
I've only got 2.
Okay, so with that knowledge, Bujo kind of just looks at you guys and is like, we're ready to go up closer.
So I would like to have spent. So I'm reading my character sheet. So it says I can spend 10 minutes inspiring my companions. And that gives them a bonus in combat.
Yes, you have the inspiring feat,
Yes.
inspiring leader feat, which allows you to give a rousing speech, and all of the people that you give that speech to then get a bonus to temporary HP equal to whatever it says. I think it's like your charisma bonus plus your level or something like that.
Yes. I
so-
would like.
So
to
please
spend-
give a rousing speech.
Yeah. So, all right. I know that we don't know each other, and we are here in the middle of the swamp, and none of us know what the swamp is like except Bodrio, because he knows everything about the swamp. Because even though we had to fight that bog monster, which Quinn banished, because Quinn is amazingly cool and also really compassionate and empathetic. And then spreading hops also can like literally walk on water. How is that not cool? And we'll just like talk everybody up about, hey, we can do this. We can work together. We got this.
Lynn takes the 10 minutes that Sir Alphonse is dispelling or detecting magic, gasses up the hell out of you guys, And yes, the feat works, and you give them how many temporary HP?
Lucky number 13.
All right.
Oh, nice.
All of you get 13 temporary hit points.
Oh.
So there's a box next to your actual HP that says temp HP. That's where that 13 will go. And if you were to take damage, it would be subtracted from your temporary HP first. Your temporary HP will not go away until you take a long rest. At which point, I believe Lynn could then give you another speech anyway. So,
Yes. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, every rest period.
okay, yeah. So,
From a log about 5 feet away after your speech, all you hear is, "I'm so inspired."
Thank you. I mean, it's a really good thing I didn't have to use this about the bog monster because I was totally prepared. And you realize, like, she's got a thing on her hip that looked like it was like a plaid bustle, but it's a bag with pipes coming out of it, and it's like a musical instrument of some kind.
It looks like a porcupine of some sort, but not.
Yeah, maybe I'll play it for you. Like, not right now, but, eventually.
Yeah.
I was about to play it for the bog monster.
What are you doing with a tube satchel?
It's a musical instrument, and it takes a lot of skill to learn how to play. You can blame Patty for this. He's the one who put bagpipe on my character.
I couldn't resist.
I love it.
I like tube satchel.
That is pretty.
I'm
It's
good with
pretty
tube
good.
satchel as well.
So
Screaming
yes,
tube satchel.
Lynn gives an inspiring speech. You're all gassed up. Everyone feels pretty good about themselves. Up until the fact where, Boudreaux finally kind of turns the boat, allows you guys to get off, and you look up towards this building again, and you notice that framed in all those openings where those fires are, you see the same pawn-like cultists, holding in one hand a sword, the other a ball of flame. And you look up, just kind of scanning the upper stories. You see many, many, many cultists.
Hmm.
And they all seem to be looking down upon all of you. And then almost as one, they about face and walk back in. Boudreaux kind of shouts from the boat, "All right now, I'm stay here, because I don't got the magic like that one, or the walking on the water like that one, or the made out of spirits like that one. So I'm going to stay here. I'm going to protect the boat. I'm going to hope y'all come back. I really like y'all. Y'all seem like good people. But even good people die. So take care." And you realize that's the most inspiring thing Boudreaux's going to say to you.
Thanks, dude.
So without waiting for anything else, you turn around and start walking towards the building, realizing that even though this is kind of like naturally where you could pull up and get to it, there does not seem to be any obvious entrance.
Did my detect magic help with any secret doors that might be in this particular facade?
It does not seem like the entrance is hidden magically. It seems that it is hidden in some other way.
Okay.
Again, out of, as though it seems thin air, you hear, "Do you want me to scout ahead, boss?" Like, yeah. And you can hear the flutters.
Okay.
I'll send Xanaris ahead in super invisible form.
Okay.
And what is he scouting out?
I'll just scout out the building, look for
Just
any.
gonna kind of take a couple laps.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a perception check for the familiar.
Hey. What is that? That's what is- oh yeah, that's real good. 17.
Okay, that's actually pretty good.
It's because
So it
I
takes a-
rolled a 17.
Nice.
Sometimes good will fail you. All right. So it takes a couple laps around the building. Comes back. Okay, boss. Here's what I found. There doesn't seem to be any ground approach. You're gonna have to climb up if you want to go through one of the windows. No, there would make sense though that there would be a ground entrance of some sort though. But I cannot see it.
Thanks, bud.
No problem.
I am kind of going to look around, and I can make a roll if you want me to, but I specifically am kind of curious, like, we are in a swamp or a bog. Instead of the level that we're at, I kind of look up a little bit, and I want to see, like, is there a water line on the stones for when the tide might come in?
Give me a perception check, or if you have like maybe
I have perception.
if you were a dwarf, you could give me like a stone builder's check or
Yes.
something like
I am in
Good old
fact,
stone cunning.
I am in fact not a dwarf, so I cannot roll
that.
stone cutting.
One
Steve.
time that skill would be very useful.
Would you say not a dwarf?
Not a dwarf.
You would also know which way's north.
Useful.
Okay. That is enough to tell. And you look up and you do see that actually there seems to be several different colors of stone all throughout the building.
Okay.
So you can tell that it was definitely built over a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And you look specifically kind of like for one that might have been like underwater for a bit. And it looks like maybe like 3 or 4 feet up there is, but not as high up as you're thinking. It's not like a whole other story.
Sure. I mean, I know the tide's only gonna go up, so much.
So
Okay. So, yeah. Is there an entrance at that level?
Not that you can see on this side of the building.
Okay.
well, while he's doing that, Radabast is going to kind of like look in the water and see if there's any fish or aquatic type creatures.
You can't really see through the water, but just with your natural Triton ability, you are able to sense if there are any aquatic creatures nearby. You get like some weird, like surprisingly large fish with whiskers. You get a fish that is really flat and has eyes on top of its body, and you get something that's not quite a fish, more dinosaur lizard.
Can you talk to fish?
Yeah, I can talk to aquatic creatures.
As
But I can
a
give base-
Triton, yes.
As a Triton, I can do base like communications. So I'm going to go to the dinosaur lizard thing.
Okay. You walk over to the dinosaur lizard, and you're like, kind of like, you don't quite see it, and just like, and it just comes naturally to you as you are able to emulate the sounds, and the sound that comes out is more of it surprises you for such a dinosaur lizard-like creature. It's more of a croak. You're looking around. And that's when the little kind of piece of reed and floating debris thought rises up out of the water. And for those of you who are familiar with swamps in Florida, like I so am, as I was born and raised here, you see an 8-foot alligator. And it kind of just rises up enough that it was previously just like its eyes and some of its back ridges, but now it's the entire upper snout and tail is out of the water and just looks at you.
And I ask it.
For those of you who don't know, that is surprisingly accurate to alligator call.
It's because I learned from Ever. Ever actually called. No. Ever actually got baby gators to come towards us when we were in.
Oh, that's
Cypress
not good
Slough.
because usually Mama's right behind.
We were on a dock above everything
Okay.
where we could not get eaten. Only reason why they tried. So I will talk to this gator and I will be asking it if it knows any, ways into that building that, might just be subsurface.
Okay. So you're able to communicate basic ideas to it. So the basic idea you communicate is like, can I get in?
In?
And it communicates back to you that there might be from long ago, but it does not go in as bad things happen to those who go in.
But there's still a way in.
Maybe it's not sure. Like it doesn't say like yes or no. It's just like I don't know. I haven't tried to go in so long.
I say thanks and I throw it whatever random rat or anything I can find on the shoreline. Not you.
But
I don't notice the fact of why you would be like.
You kind of like look around. You're like, you kind of like communicate to one of the catfish to come over, and you grab it and you huck it at the gator.
Oh,
the catfish
God.
is like, "Fuck you!" Gator eats
so
it.
mean.
Need your help right quick.
Thanks.
Essentially,
It's like,
Yeah.
like an older
Perfect.
sibling calling you, hey, come over here. No, you're gonna hit me. Yo, you're gonna feed me to the alligator.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Just
No,
come
I'm
over
not.
here. Just
pretty much.
Chuck it in the alligator's mouth. See, I didn't hit you. It did. The wall hit you.
so.
I let everyone know that there's maybe an entrance.
So we have up or down or possibly around. We have many options.
That's more than I can count.
We didn't find an entrance that's like slightly submerged, or we don't know.
The gator
Not-
said
at least
maybe.
not on this side.
Okay.
Yeah, the gator said maybe a underwater entrance. The bird
From a while ago.
The familiar said could climb to the top and go through a window, but we do have three other. It's three other sides, right? It's not like this is like hexagonal
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Dodecahedron. We're gonna be here a while.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of perception checks up ahead, boys.
So, what method do we think we can avoid the most cultists?
I'm thinking there's just
That-
like a submerged entrance or something somewhere, like an old.
Yeah, that was where I was going with the underwater entrances, because I figured if the fish know about it, maybe people wouldn't use it.
I'm good to try that
Yeah.
out.
It's worth a shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Daenerys, form of frog.
I,
The shape of Get Out.
God damn it.
I'm lost for words. What is the like base shape scenario space?
His base shape is a quasit.
Okay.
But quasits are shape changers, so I can turn
Yes.
into a bat, a centipede, or a toad.
So,
And toads have a swim speed.
form of toad, and like you assume something happens, but it's still invisible, so you have no idea. But all of a sudden, you just hear like the flame, like flying, flapping wings, and then you just hear a plunk. Then a minute passes, 30 minutes pass.
Now I have voice of the
30
chain master.
minutes?
No, three. No,
Yeah,
30
I have-
minutes. I'm sure he would worry more.
I was like, is this literally like the fucking like Doors to Moria? Like, just all
Yeah, because
sitting
I have-
around, just throwing
What the
stones
hell
in
they
the
swear
water.
to friend?
Because I have voice of the chain master, I can communicate telepathically with her.
Yes, you can. Okay. So, do you communicate telepathically with it?
Yeah. Is there a door? Do you see a door?
Hold on, I'm looking. Blub, 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 blub. Okay, you're not. There's technically a way in here, but you're not gonna like it.
What's wrong with it?
You're gonna be covered in literal shit.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Everybody else might.
Of course you don't, you dirty bastard.
All right.
All right, can I come back now? I'm worried that gator, that weird blue guy talked to earlier, is gonna come eat me.
Yeah, come on back.
No, okay. Blub, blub, blub. It jumps out of the water, and you feel it like kind of sit on your shoulder.
I have a question.
Yes.
Rabbit.
If you asked the frog / toad how deep the water would be, would it say knee deep, knee deep?
Good night, everybody.
This is where I wish I had my cricket soundboard.
And on
Right.
that, and on that, I officially tendered my resignation of Vorpal Service.
Look at chat. Unfollow.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, we lost Alisai with that one.
Yeah, that was no more puns for the rest of the evening.
It's punishing.
All right, so yeah, so it sits on your shoulder and lets you know that you will need to literally go through the shit pipe.
So yeah, I'll shout. Wrong word, Dwayne. You said shit pipe. I was about to be like, we gotta go up the pooper.
I mean,
We're traveling on the poo barge.
I mean, you say that, and the bard is like, who's pooper?
one eyebrow raise. Well, now I'm just curious.
Well, since you asked,
Radifast sits down.
All right, everyone. It is literally one past midnight, and we're already falling apart.
Corporal Tales after midnight.
Yes. Corvus
Yes,
shares
yeah.
with the rest of you.
Ugh.
The underground option is the get covered in shit option.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, would Daenerys have told me like how far it is? Like, is it a?
Here's the thing, boss. You're gonna need to tie everyone all together because you can't see down there. I'm gonna share with you telepathically where to go, okay? And then you're gonna follow me up the pooper, and the rest of them will come and follow you because they're tied to you. That's gonna be like a bunch of sausages getting pushed out.
Can we all hear this familiar
No,
service?
because
Okay.
communicating
I
telepathically.
just wanted to make sure.
Nope, it's communicating telepathically to Corvus.
Corvus is at a loss for words, and just goes, "Okay."
Listen, this was your idea, okay?
I'll probably just say, so no entrance down there.
But
Wow.
but the lizard dinosaur told me there was probably an entrance.
Maybe it's on the other side of the building.
Well, I guess we're going around.
I was gonna say, I walk to the east, and I just look on the other side. Is there a door?
Follow Alphonse.
It's probably a big door.
Give me a perception check.
All of
Says
us?
enter here. Hey.
23.
Sir Alphonse, with your 23, you do see not an obvious like door, handle, enter right here, open door, but you see kind of like a smallish kind of circular section where the like the water damage is not even uniform across the entire wall. And it looks like this might be able to either be knocked in or demolished or somehow impacted so that you can move through it.
Lynn, you said that you were kind of coming with me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just look to Lynn. Come with me. And I'll just kind of hold my hand out, and you just kind of see a shimmer as this energy starts to crackle and form up to a flail. And I take it in my hand, I walk up to that section, and I just start wailing on it.
And with your power and the might of your packed weapon, it does not take long before... and there is, you have collapsed in a section of that wall. Kind of look in. Do either of you have a light cantrip? Or one of you probably has a torch. You kind of look in with your torch.
I can super see in the dark.
I have produced flame if you need it, by the way.
Okay.
I have devil sight, so...
That's right, you do have... I gave you devil sight, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, so with your devil sight, you look in, and you see that you have... Yeah, you have found a way in. There doesn't seem to be any... This part of this building seems to be abandoned. There's lots of dust, cobwebs, no lights on, so clearly nothing has inhabited this area in a long time.
I turn to Lynn. Would you announce to the group that I have made a door?
Yeah, so Lynn steps a couple feet to the side, finally brings out her bagpipe, and just plays a couple notes.
To all of you that have not heard a bagpipe before, like your
This one
characters,
thinks he
obviously
hears
all the
something
players
dying.
have. Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Definitely something dying.
Why
Is that
all
the sound an alligator makes when it's dying? I gotta go help it.
Why all the bagpipe hate?
I actually
mean,
love bagpipes.
I like bagpipes, but like
When you're first
What
starting
is
it up,
screaming?
I mean,
Yeah.
they're beautiful when they're played well. They're just very difficult to play well.
yeah, when it's just like a couple notes, when it's a couple notes out of nowhere and you've never heard them before, yeah, no, they're pretty terrifying.
Oh, you didn't go to the Highland Games when it was that big, did you?
I've been before though.
Oh, okay. They're playing all day long.
No, I know. No, I like bagpipes.
Okay.
I'm just saying that in this context, those characters have never heard bagpipes before.
Understood.
It was only like 4 notes. It's out of nowhere.
Okay.
So you all come running thinking something dreadful has happened. But it's just Lynn kind of putting away this like inflated airbag back into their kind of cloak.
Good you're here.
Is everything okay? We thought something was dying.
Oh, no, that was just the bagpipes. Sir Alphonse fixed it.
And she
Fixed-
points to
That's
the
what they
hole in
sound
the
like
wall.
fixed?
No, he fixed that.
Oh.
I didn't know Sir Alphonse was a contractor too.
Apparently he's multi-talented.
I indeed have many talents.
So let's all go in Sir Alphonse's hole.
All right. You're all able to.
Enter at your will.
So you have to stoop in, but you are able to move in through the opening that Sir Alphonse had created by literally destroying part of this building's wall.
This sacred temple.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't come back to bite you. As you gather in this kind of this antechamber area, you see that there's a clear way forward. You all kind of take a moment to look at one another, gather yourselves, know that while this chamber did not hold any of them, cultists lie ahead of you, and it will be a grave undertaking to get that mask. The mask that Mama Juju has tasked you to get. But we'll have to wait until next week to see whether or not our adventurers will be successful in that task, whether or not the cult will get to them before they get to the cult masters, and what exactly is this cult up to? What are they doing? What could they possibly be up to? All of those answers and more, all those questions and more, will be answered next week as we finish up the second part of this surprise. Haha, it's actually a two-shot, one-shot, dark voodoo on the Bayou. Alrighty. It's been a pleasure telling the story to you listeners. We hope you enjoyed what you saw and heard as much as we enjoyed performing it for you. Let's hear from our players again. Your name, handle, character, and where people can find you outside of Open Tales.
Hey everybody, it has been fun playing Quinn. I look forward to playing it in the second part. Playing it, not that isn't it, the game. My mouth is not working anyway. You can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever because I'm Ever. And then tomorrow evening I will be playing in, my brain's trying to call it the old game, Fallout. I'm going to be playing Apple, the Mr. Farmhand.
Apple.
Hello, everybody. I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. Tonight I played the Hollow Legionnaire Warlock, Sir Alphonse the Courteous. You'll find me next also tomorrow playing Fallout, in which I will be Salvatore Bonesaw, our crew's doctor.
My new soulmate.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel. You can find me everywhere at Stolen Fires. I will be back here tomorrow on Thursday running Changeling the Dreaming. It is the interregnum. Somehow they ended up in the Dreaming with Alan Turing, who just awoke as a mage. Neat. And then Friday, I will be running over at Vorpal Tales in concert with the Kickstarter, the game that I contributed. Mora, punching Nazis, Weird War 2. There's gonna be magic and dragons, a whole lot of fighting Nazi necromancers. Should be good times. And then on Sunday, also at Vorpal Tales, I am running the session 0.5 character creation and probably some plot for Starlight and Smoke, a V20 subplot game. Should be good times.
And I am Dwayne. I made of kimchi on the internet. Tonight I played Corvus, the Pact of the Chain Warlock. The next time that you guys can see me will be Thursday, playing Acid and Ice, Alien the RPG, over at Warped Tales.
Dope.
And I'm Devin. You can find me online at Sort of Sully. Tonight, I have been Radabast, the bard that has no idea about most things, especially water, even though I'm a Triton. And next time you can find me is Punching Nazis on Friday.
Hey there, I'm at Space Lord PJ's. Tomorrow I will be running our Fallout game. Very excited for that. Session 2, so check it out. It'll be great.
Fantastic. Thank you, my cast. I have been Patty Shakes _. And I encourage you to watch Vorpal Tales' other shows, which includes the magnificent, the mighty, the fantabulous Fallout Tomorrow, run by Space War Pajamas. Several of our cast tonight are in that game tomorrow. It is fantastic. It is awesome. If you missed Session 0, you have plenty of time to watch between now and tomorrow to get caught up on our characters, who are all awesome, including a super mutant, a Mr. Handy, a couple Vault Dwellers, a Brotherhood of Steel and an Acolyte that's based in Florida, the Wastelands of Florida. You need to check it out because it's a fantastic show. I cannot hype it up enough. Thursday is Alien. Friday is Call of Cthulhu. Saturday is Mage. Sunday is Unknown Armies and Vampire. Friday is also Punching Nazis with our very own Rachel here. She helped contribute writing on it. You should check it out. It's on Kickstarter. It's fantastic. It's awesome. I backed it because for just the Night Witch alone, which I am playing on Friday, that was enough to get me hyped for it. So you should 100% check it out. What else do we have going on? We play Dune on Mondays. We play all kinds of stuff. You should check it out. The rest of the schedule is on vorpaltales.com, where you can see all the fantastic things we've got going on, whether it be adventures or horrifying tales. All right, true fans. That's what you've been waiting for. I know you have. You want to hear how we're going to vote for each other, and you also want to vote for our amazing players tonight. So, players, nominate one another on who you thought played well tonight. People in chat, you also may nominate people that you thought were great tonight. We'll tally everything up and we reward our players appropriately. It will allow our players to get advantage on any role they'd like. So, go ahead. Vote.
No, this makes me go first. I don't like this. Honorary shout out to Sean for bringing back Sprouting Hops, one of my most favorite characters he plays. But I'm gonna have to give it to Rachel for playing a character I have never seen her play before, the personality.
Thank you.
So yeah, they welcome back Sprouting Hops.
Now, I'm going to give it to Sean. Yeah.
Oh,
It sounds so
man. I felt the pain in that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
For the inclusion of the backflip in his narration.
Of course.
You want to vote for me? Do a backflip.
Gotta have backflips.
Oh god, it's my turn. I'm writing the votes down. I forgot to vote. Corvus. Dwayne. That was a really fun familiar. I loved it.
Thank you. Oh, then it's my turn. I am going to vote forever in their need to save all of the furry woodland creatures.
And I'm gonna vote for Sir Alphonse because you had very interesting character the entire time, including I'm just going to dick with your magic because you have bad pronunciation.
So it's more than that, and I'm hoping in the next session some of it will come out. It's not his pronunciation.
It's just bad magic, or just for the hell of it.
It's
See.
more.
If you get the Vorpal Tales supplement, it goes over why Alphonse feels this way.
Or you
Yes.
could watch next week. Yes.
Or why not both?
Or buy the supplement over at DriveThruRPG. Read this amazing subclass for the Warlock and learn all the cool things that we've added to this class.
It's just me. Am I left?
It's just you.
Just you.
I am going to give it to Steve for playing one morose motherfucker.
Thank you.
I love it. Yes. I agree with all those votes. They were quite amazing. There was also many other awesome things tonight. We hope you enjoyed our story tonight, listeners. We look forward to seeing you in the future to continue this tale. Until next time, may Corian light your way. May you stay safe, stay awesome, stay adventurous, make good choices, wear a damn mask.
Choices.